Good morning, students. So let's start with the next topic of the chapter we have started yesterday, that is reproductive health. In the previous session we have discussed about the reproductive health, what is reproductive health, what are the problems and strategies to be followed to overcome the problems related with the reproductive health. And next topic we have started is the population explosion and birth control. So population explosion we have discussed yesterday, and now we will start with birth control. Because population explosion is the blast of population, when the population tremendously increase in a short period, okay, that is called population explosion. But to control that population we have to do birth control. So let's start with the topic birth control. So birth control can be done by contraceptive methods, and we will study in detail the contraceptive methods, the various contraceptive methods that can be adopted. So first, contraceptive methods to prevent unwanted pregnancies, because contraceptive methods are basically used to prevent unwanted pregnancies. Because sometimes the mother may get pregnant because of if they are not even planning for the baby, and even if they get pregnant, then they have to prevent that thing. For that they should go for contraceptive methods. First, let us discuss what is an ideal contraceptive. Means if we are talking about a specific contraceptive type or contraceptive method, what should be the ideal characteristics should be there in any contraceptive. So first point is user friendly. Means the contraceptive that we are going to use should be user friendly. It should be easily used by the user. Okay. Next is easily available. Obviously, if some contraceptive, the government also helping in this, because the government wants this to control the population, and for this many contraceptives are easily available in the market and in a very genuine cost or price, which can be easily affordable by any kind of people. Okay. Next is effective and reversible with no side effects. Yes, very important point, that the contraceptive method should be very effective. It should not like that, means there can be the obviously there is no 100% contraceptive method available. There are some methods we will discuss in detail later, but still there are chances that after even adopting contraceptive method, the female may get pregnant. But the method should be effective and should be reversible with no side effect, and there should be no side effect of using that method. Next is should not interfere in the sexual drive or sexual act of the user. Means the contraceptive should be used in such a way, it should be the way of using the contraceptive should in such a way that it will not interfere or affect the sexual drive of the person, or it should not interfere in the sexual act of the person. For example, if we talk about condom, so the condom can be used either even by both male or female, but it doesn't interfere in the sexual act of the user. Okay. So there are many contraceptive methods we will discuss in detail. Let us take up the contraceptive methods. So let's see some commonly used contraceptive methods. So here we are going to study these methods. First is natural or traditional method, in which like naturally or traditionally how it can be prevented, unwanted pregnancies can be prevented. Second is barrier methods. Third is intrauterine devices, they are also called as IUDs. Next is oral contraceptives, then injectables and implants, and then surgical methods. So these methods we are going to discuss in this contraceptive methods. We will take up one by one. So first we will start with natural or traditional method. So first let's start with the natural or traditional methods. So these methods are completely based upon the principle of avoiding chances of meeting of sperm and ovum. Means in this method the couples they try to avoid pregnancy naturally, and it is based on the principle of avoiding the meeting of sperm and ovum. Means ऐसे methods, ऐसे कुछ methods को follow किया जाता है जिसकी वजह से sperm और ovum जो है they do not meet each other and there is no chance of fertilization and no chance of unwanted pregnancy. And as there is no use of medicine in this method, so this method is completely, there is no side effect in this method, okay, because this is just a natural or traditional method with their means the mutual understanding. The couples, they just prevent the meeting of sperm and ovum, but for that they should know, they should be aware of these methods, means when and how they have to do the intercourse, okay. So in this we have three methods. One is periodic abstinence, second is withdrawal or coitus interrupts, and third is lactation amenorrhea, okay. So first is periodic abstinence. In this method, what is being done, in the menstrual cycle, as we have already studied about this cycle in detail, but and if you remember that at the 14th day of menstrual cycle, the egg released from the ovary, that is the ovulation process. And if we talk about the menstrual period, there is a fertile period in the menstrual cycle which is for 10th to 17th day. If we will take the first day of the menstruation, then from counting from the first day, you have to count 10th day. For example, if the menstruation has been started or the first day of periods was on 1st, then you have to count from 10th of the 10th date of the month. So from 10th to 17th day is the most fertile period of the menstrual cycle, and there is a maximum chances of getting pregnant in this period. So the best way is to prevent the intercourse in this period, okay. So this is just a chance method. So this natural and traditional method are not 100% safe. They are just chance methods, and the couples, they can go for these methods because there is no use of medicines and everything, there is no side effects. That is why they go for this method. Otherwise they are not 100% safe. There can be the chance that pregnancy can occur, okay. So is it clear? The periodic abstinence means the fertile period should be avoided. There should be no intercourse in that period so that there will be less or no chances of pregnancy. Next one is withdrawal or coitus interrupts. Withdrawal or coitus interrupts means during intercourse when the penis should be withdrawn by the male just before ejaculation. So the sperms will not be, the semen should not be ejaculated into the vagina of the females. This will also help to prevent the unwanted pregnancy, and still it is not a 100% safe method. There can be the chance that if a little amount of sperms or semen along with the sperms enters into the female's vagina, then there can be the chance that the pregnancy can happen. Next is lactational amenorrhea. Lactational amenorrhea means temporarily missing of the periods, okay. Like the menstruation cycle, menstruation will be stopped temporarily during lactation period. For example, after the childbirth, when the lactation period is there, the breastfeeding is there, the mother will miss out her periods, okay. That can occur for around 6 months. That will vary from person to person, okay. तो उस duration में हम क्या कर सकते हैं? उस duration में, that duration is the safe duration because that time the ovulation, the egg is not there, the egg is not released in the female's reproductive tract. So that is also a safe period where the chances of pregnancy is not, you can say 100% there will be no chance, but there can be a chance method can be there. So the lactation period means breastfeeding के time पे, if the female after giving birth, she is breastfeeding her child, so at that time there will be temporary missing out of the periods, and that time is the most safe time, but not 100% safe. So these were the natural or traditional methods, traditional contraceptive methods. Let's take up the next method. So let's see the next method, next contraceptive methods, that is called barrier methods. So like in the first method, that was the natural method, that was just a natural process, naturally it was prevention of the mating of male and female gamete. But here in barrier methods, the meeting of sperm and ovum can be prevented by some barrier, okay, and this method can be used in case of both male and female. So let's see what kind of methods can be included in this. First one is condoms. So a condom is a thin rubber or latex sheath which can be used to cover penis or vagina, okay. So the condom can be used by the male and female condoms, both are available. If it is used by males, it is used to cover penis, and if it is used by females, it is used to cover vagina, so that during ejaculation the sperms will not enter into the female reproductive tract and the fusion of sperm and ovum will be prevented to prevent unwanted pregnancy. What are the advantages of using condoms? They maintains privacy, because you know they are very easy to use, easily available, and they act as an ideal contraceptive method, and they can be used by yourself. There is no requirement of any, like you do not require the suggestion from doctor or guidance from doctor, or so it will maintains privacy. Next is, it can be easily disposed of. They are not reusable. Once the condom is being used by male or female, then it has to be disposed, and easily it will be disposable. Protection from STDs. So STDs are sexually transmitted diseases, and they are transmitted during sexual intercourse. If any of the partner is suffering from any kind of STD, there can be the chance, if it is not covered with the reproductive organ is, or you can say if the sexual intercourse is done without any protection, then there can be the chance that the STD can be transferred from one partner to other. So it will provide protection from STDs, because STDs are communicable diseases which will transfer from one person to other due to direct contact during sexual intercourse. But by the use of condom, there will be no direct contact between male and female, both the partners, and there will be no chance of having STD. Next method is diaphragm, cervical caps and vaults. They are also like the thin rubber sheet like structures, but their use is slightly different from condoms. They are used by females only, and they are inserted into the cervix part of the female temporarily, and they are reusable. Like condoms are not reusable, they has to be disposed of after their use, but the diaphragms and cervical caps, they can be reused, and they work with the same principle, that they prevent the entry of sperms into the female reproductive tract. Next is the spermicidal creams, jellies and foams. So these can be used along with the diaphragm, cervical caps or condoms, because they will increase the chances of contraceptive efficiency of the person, because it contains spermicidal chemicals, which are the chemicals which will kill the sperms. So if a female is using diaphragm or cervical cap along with the spermicidal cream, there will be more chances that the sperms, if sometimes there can be a chance that the sperms can enter into the female reproductive tract, that will be completely reduced, or you can say that will be if some of the sperms enter into the female reproductive tract, they will be completely killed off by the spermicidal jellies or creams. So these are the barrier methods, but they are also not 100% safe methods. There can be the chance that condoms or diaphragm, they may tear off and the sperms may enter into the female reproductive tract and may make the female pregnant. So these methods are not 100% safe. So next we will take up with the next contraceptive method. So let's see the next contraceptive method, that is called intrauterine devices, or they are also called IUDs. As the name is saying, name suggests, these are special kind of devices which are inserted into the female's uterus by doctors or some expert nurses. Okay. So these devices, they work on the principle that they may release some chemicals, or they may which will reduce the capacity of sperms, the ability of sperms to fertilize the ovum, or may cause some changes in the uterus of the female. Okay. So there are, on the basis of their function, means how do they prevent pregnancy, there are three types of IUDs: non-medicated IUDs, copper releasing IUDs and hormone releasing IUDs. So non-medicated IUDs will include Lippers loop. So Lippers loop, it is a S shaped structure, loop like structure, which is inserted into the female reproductive tract in the uterus, which will just prevent the entry of sperms into the uterus of the female. These are completely non-medicated, there is no medicine related structure, it is just a S shaped loop like structure which will prevent the sperm entry into the uterus. Next is copper releasing IUDs. They will include copper T, copper 7, multi-load 375. So these are some specific shaped intrauterine devices which are inserted into the uterus. Like copper T is a T-shaped structure which is inserted into the uterus. Like the uterus, you know, its structure is like this. These are the fallopian tubes. So copper T will be inserted in this manner. So it will block the fallopian tubes and the uterine area so that the sperms will not enter, or if they enter, they will release some copper ions that will reduce the motility of the sperms. Next is the hormone releasing IUDs, for example LNG20 and Progesta-Cert. So these are medicine kind of things which has to be taken, or they has to, means not they have to be not orally taken, but they are inserted into the uterus and they will release some specific hormones to work properly to prevent pregnancy. So how do they work? Like in case of non-medicated one, or they may cause phagocytosis of the sperms. Phagocytosis means the sperms will be engulfed by the lymphocytes of the body, of the female's body. So they will completely kill the sperms to prevent their fusion of sperm and ovum. Second is the release of copper to suppress the sperm motility. In this case, the copper releasing IUDs, तो जो copper T वगैरह insert करते हैं उस केस में क्या होता है, they release some copper ions. तो ये copper ions क्या करते हैं, sperm की motility को reduce कर देते हैं, suppress कर देते हैं, जिसकी वजह से sperm जो है वो motile नहीं होता, वो move नहीं कर पाएगा, तो जिस वजह से वो ovum तक पहुँच ही नहीं पाएगा fertilization के लिए. Next is the hormone releasing IUDs. How do they work? They will release some hormones which will make the uterus unsuitable for implantation. जैसे कि हमने last chapter में पढ़ा था कि for proper at every step of the you can say the development of the embryo, there are some specific hormones which play very important role. तो ये hormone releasing IUDs क्या करती हैं, hormones को पूरा change कर देती हैं, जिसकी वजह से यूट्रस के अंदर इम्प्लांटेशन ही नहीं हो पाती है. इफ समटाइम्स द फ्यूजन विल टेक्स प्लेस बट इम्प्लांटेशन विल नॉट टेक्स प्लेस, दिस विल प्रिवेंट द प्रेगनेंसी. So these all are the intrauterine devices, though again they are not 100% safe. There can be the chances sometimes these devices may also failed and the sperms may reach the ovum and may cause the fertilization. Okay, so these are the intrauterine devices. Let's take up the next contraceptive method. So let's start with the next contraceptive method that is called oral contraceptives. So these are oral pills that has to be taken, and how do they work? These pills are actually the combination of specific hormones in a specific amount, because you know pregnancy is completely based upon the action of hormones. So these pills have a specific combination of hormones that will change the internal environment of the uterus and will prevent the pregnancy. These hormones can be either progesterone or maybe the combination of progesterone and estrogen, because progesterone has play the most important role in pregnancy. Okay, so how it has to be taken? It has to be taken daily for a period of 21 days, and when it has to be start within 1 to 5 days of the menstrual cycle. तो ये क्या करना होता है menstrual cycle के, if you are already prepared that you don't want any child or if you don't want to be pregnant, then what you will do, you will start with this medicine within 1 to 5 days of the menstrual cycle, and it has to be repeated at a gap of 7 days. So you have to continue this till 21st day, and all the description is also given on the you can say the strip of this oral pills. जब आप oral pills का ये strip खरीदते हैं तो उसके ऊपर भी पूरा description दिया होता है कि how you have to take this pill, or you can also take suggestion from the doctor, prescribed from the doctor. Next, how does it works? It works like it inhibit ovulation and implantation. So as I told you, it is just a combination of hormones. तो इसमें क्या होता है कि ovulation नहीं हो पाता है, or it can also prevent implantation. Sometimes the fertilization will take place, but implantation will be prevented due to the change in the hormone balance. Okay, so in this way they will work. Next is the most common type of oral contraceptive that is being used is Saheli. So Saheli is the medicine oral contraceptive pill which is easily available in the market, or Mala D. These two are the most common oral contraceptive pills which are easily available in the market, एंड दे आर एक्चुअली नॉन स्टीरॉयडल, बिकॉज सहेली को सबसे ज़्यादा क्यों जो है रेकमेंड किया जाता है, बिकॉज इट इज़ अ नॉन हार्मोनल और नॉन स्टीरॉयडल काइंड ऑफ ओरल कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव पिल, एंड इट हैज़ टू बी टेकन वंस इन अ वीक, तो इसको डेली भी नहीं लेना पड़ता है, बट इट हैज़ साइड इफ़ेक्ट्स टू। तो इसके साइड इफ़ेक्ट्स होते हैं, कभी कभी मेंस्ट्रुअल पीरियड्स जो हैं, साइकिल जो हैं वो इरेगुलर हो जाते हैं, या समटाइम्स इट मे ऑल्सो इफेक्ट द एंडोमेट्रियल लाइनिंग ऑफ द यूट्रस, सो इट विल cause the side effects, but it is highly effective medicine. So the Saheli is the most common oral contraceptive pill which is used by all over India, and it is easily available in the market and is also cost effective. So this is all about oral contraceptive. Next method of contraception is, let's see. So next contraceptive methods is injections and implants. So as we have discussed, in case of oral contraceptive pills, there was a combination of different hormones, that is progesterone and estrogen. These also work on the same principle, but these can be given in the form of injections. Means the combination of hormones or directly progesterone can be given in the form of injections, or they can also be implanted under the skin. They are like small, very thin needles which can be implanted under the skin, which will dissolve under the skin, and they will do their work, because these are also the combination of progesterone and estrogen. So but if we will compare them with the oral pills, they are more effective and for a longer period. Like oral pills जो हैं वो कुछ टाइम के लिए वर्क करती हैं, लेकिन जो इंजेक्शंस और इम्प्लांट्स हैं वो जल्दी अपना वर्क शो करते हैं, इफेक्ट शो करते हैं, एंड फॉर अ लॉन्गर टाइम टू. Next is emergency. So they work at the same principle, that they will prevent ovulation or they may prevent implantation and will prevent pregnancy. Next is emergency contraceptives. Emergency contraceptive means sometimes if the unprotected sex is being done, or after some casual sex or casual intercourse or rape cases, these emergency contraceptives can be used. So these has to be taken they can be taken in the form of oral pills or maybe in the form of injections, but they should be taken within 72 hours of the intercourse. Okay, so they are called as emergency contraceptives. They will work on the same principle, that is they will prevent the hormones, they are the combination of the hormones that will prevent the implantation and will prevent the pregnancy. So let's see the next and these are also not 100% safe methods. So let's see the next contraceptive method. So next contraceptive method is surgical methods. As we have discussed the other 5 methods, they were not 100% safe. There can be the chance of having pregnancy, but these methods are 100% safe methods, in which a very small surgery is being done, and they can be done either in female or males to prevent or block the passage through which the ovum or sperms will it will prevent the meeting of ovum or sperm. They can be either vasectomy or tubectomy. You have already read in class 10 also. In vasectomy it is being done in males and tubectomy is being done in females. So in vasectomy, the vasa deferens of the male reproductive system they are being cut and tied, so that the connection between the passage for the sperm to move towards the penis will be stopped, okay, will be blocked. So the sperms that will be released from the testes will remain in the vasa deferens here only, they will not pass into the penis. So there will be no chance of release of sperms into the female reproductive tract, and there will be no chance of getting pregnant. And in case of this, a small incision is being done through the scrotum, and then this can be done, this vasectomy can be done. And tubectomy is being done in females, where the fallopian tubes are being cut and tied. Here you can see they are being tied, and a cut is being made in the fallopian tube. So this will prevent the entry of ovum from the fallopian tube into the uterus. So, or if the sperms will enter into the uterus, they will not reach the ovum, because it will be in this part. So you have to the doctors do this carefully, because the part of the fallopian tube where the ampulla portion, where the ovum will be there, fertilization will be there, will be cut down, so that the sperms will not reach that portion of the fallopian tube, and hence the entry of hence the fusion of the male and female gamete will be prevented to prevent pregnancy. Okay. So these are very safe methods. They can be done either by males or by females. ठीक है. So this is all about contraceptive methods. Let's see the ill effects of contraceptive methods, because you know contraceptive methods can be used to control population, but always they are not means good for our health, because you know we are focusing on the reproductive health. लेकिन हम continuously contraceptive methods को use करते जाएंगे, oral pills लेते जाएंगे, it will obviously affect our reproductive health. Next is natural pregnancy को भी affect कर सकता है. For example, if a couple is having their first baby and after that they want to put some gap in the second baby, so they will go for contraceptive methods. लेकिन हो सकता है कि next time पे जब वो try करेंगे, baby के लिए plan करेंगे, there can be the chance that some problems may arise during natural pregnancy. Next is the health effect. Also it may also affect the health of the basically the females, because females generally go for these contraceptive methods, and it may cause some irregularity in the menstruation cycle, or it may cause nausea, it may cause some kind of infection and hormonal imbalance. So these can be the side effects that can happen in case of adopting the contraceptive methods. Okay, so this is all about contraceptive method, and it is very important topic for your board exams, so you have to prepare accordingly. When we will discuss question answers, then I will tell you what type of questions related to this topic comes in your board exams. Thank you.